A game company that once saved gamers from the backseat of pandemic, soared high into the gacha market, released more titles following the success of their previous mark, and now, at the eye of the players' criticism, when they finally met a worthy opponent, they are now finally giving us a peek through little cracks on how they acknowledge the competition, push updates, and respond to trend in a gacha market. This is Hoyoverse, and what you are going to watch is about what I think on their attack in the game market. This is part 1 of the series, Art of Give and Take, Moon Landing. Before man set foot on the moon, before the first step had been taken, it was in someone's mind out there that the idea to do it would start. Relating that progress on what we play right now, before you have walked the land of Tevat, ride the Astral Express or dive into the hollows of Zenless Zone Zero, let's take a look back so everyone won't feel like a tourist in our discussion. Three computer science students from Shanghai Jiaotong University share a common interest that will soon shape and create an impact in the gaming industry. Chai Haoyu, Li Wei, which will later be called Da Wei, and Lu Yuhao. We will start our storytelling in 2010. Everything before that, we'll just call it unwritten history. 2010. The first ever title that they developed was The Legend of Saha. It was a prototype game to test the limits of a newly built company, Mihoyo. There's no proof that this game was released globally and stay at some downloadable sites which I believe don't even have the rights to have it. 2011, Fly Me to the Moon, the second game. Which has an official title under the Mihoyo and made its track on the App Store. It was inspired by the Neon Genesis Evangelion ending, which I can't play due to copyright. Come on, don't give me a strike. I'm just starting on YT. 2012. With the movements in the management and the stability of Fly Me to the Moon, we came to the third game, Hokai Gakuen. Inspired by the High School of the Dead, the game made its way to public testing, then to the hands of mobile players. This is a time where mobile games are starting to get a scene with iOS and Android pumping up their markets. 2013. This is one important time in their history. Hokai Gakuen 2 was released with the title Gun Girl Z. This era is significant since this is the first game that they have tried pushing updates, improvements, and expansion of contents. Also, the game that will teach them a lesson regarding resource and manpower. They have encountered server downtime, bugs, and the one that would say they don't want the most, top-up issues. But with a big push from the player base and the devs acknowledging the issues, they began resorting to hiring some players. These are able players that can do the jobs, and they hire them as supports. Before we go to the next year, let me highlight some important aspects that 2010 to 2013 has taught them. A game should be scalable, with updates and contents to keep the players interested. Resource. Gun Girl Z has been a financial success with them starting to model a workforce to support their goals. They need to follow the trend. The mobile market is booming, so they target that spot and try to hit a jackpot. But still, something is missing. A key component for a game, not just by how the game works and appeal, but a way to make it reach the target market. And now let's go to the game before they have finally broken through the cracks and take the world by storm. 2016 to 2017, it was the era of mobile gaming. I was able to receive a gift cash in October that year, and with the addition of my earnings from coding when I was a student, I was able to get myself a Samsung S3 Mini. What a way to celebrate it with a new Android phone that was released in 2012. I still remember that day that I was suggested two games. A game where cats are marching and fighting, and the other game?
バルキリー効果開始まで10、9
You know what I choose? Mihoyo's fourth child, Honkai Impact Third, or we all know as HI3. And remember what I told you that something is missing? Yes, you know what it is. It was marketing. I didn't know that there were ads that time. I just know that there is a game on the Play Store at the front of my face. The way the game that will reach its player, it's marketing. HI3 was promoted during the Honkai Gakuen 2 back in 2014. This time, it was all over the place. On Facebook, videos, YouTube, ads on Google search engine. The most dominated one was on Bilibili. They focused on the core aspect of promoting the game, not waiting for the players to stumble upon it. They brought HI3 to my door, to your door, to everyone's phone. Sadly, my phone died next year, so I stopped playing the game one quest before Himiko died. 2020, Tears of Themis. Maybe few of us know this game, but Mihoyo did explore the light novel romance type of game. We all know that the gender target of HI3. Now, why not limit tests with a game that will appeal to the opposite sex? With all the learnings and the strategy in their hands, adding the marketing and utilizing pre-registration hype, improving their target market not just by gamers as a tag, but also caters gender and age, and now focusing on the development of the game before release with CBT access as help. You know what's next.
China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus. There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
It's not the game that will make an impact yet. Let's pay respect first to the heroes of the time where help is needed the most. Pandemic era. We have lost a lot that time. Most of us, not just gamers but people that are doom scrolling in social media. They are looking for ways to put their attention in all the stress the pandemic has brought. Why am I mentioning this? Because this is the unfortunate event that led to a successful release. Yes, the game that you have been waiting for me to mention.
We had no time to say goodbye. So let's not call it that.
Genshin Impact. With the marketing across all platforms and a wave of streamers capitalizing on the benefits of the hype in this game, it really did make an impact. The game was coined as ambitious on the pre-release videos, now made everything possible on release. It made billions as of now, and currently on its 5th year with ratings still breaking the roofs. The first year was insane for all the creators and players, but somehow they stumbled upon the expectation versus reality of the anniversary rewards. They soared high, and expectation came following which they failed to meet on the first anniversary. Genshin Impact showed their sincerity to apologize, but the damage has been done. 2023. A new game under the title is breaking to an unknown genre of gaming, turn-based combat. It was unknown to their company since they are focused on open-world exploration game. HSR way back in 2023 proved that Hoyoverse can also pierce in this kind of game, breaking the market and overtaking Genshin at revenue. HSR continuously shows a forward progression, or that's what we thought. The first year was great, but as early as the second year, we saw the Cold War between Genshin Impact and HSR. Genshin could never. It was not made from a game competing with Genshin Impact. It was forged in the same roof where the game was honed to what it is right now. HSR seems to be the savior of anniversary patches until Penacony arrives. Before we dive into the halls of Zenless Zone Zero, let me highlight again one important thing that will be focused further than the discussion and might be on the next episodes: the timeline of games. 2010 to 2013 is a fast-paced release. Considering the weight of the work and the output of those games, well, it was reasonable. Then, it took 4 years to release HI3 since announcement, and Genshin Impact development as per news started in 2017, followed by HSR, which development started in 2019. We know that the budget source for Genshin Impact was mainly HI3 plus the investors. Same goes for HSR. If we're going to talk about the gap between the game, Gun Girl Z to HI3 has a large gap, and then HI3 to Genshin Impact, there's also a large gap, which is reasonable since they're shifting technology for the game. But if you count the years, Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail were able to parallel creation, and HSR has a time to be made before release, with Genshin Impact already getting the feedback. Now, my point is, if they already getting feedback from the community since the mid of second year to mid third year of Genshin Impact, and HSR is still in production, would they have the option, or would they take the option to change anything? And coincidentally, the start of weird updates and lack of QOL in Genshin Impact happened around the time when HSR was at its peak of updates. If this is an issue of the workforce or workload, didn't they learn from Gun Girl Z era? I know we don't have the sheets or ledger for the money, but where did it go? I know that there are operating costs, but Isn't this your billion-dollar company? Well, my answer more like an assumption, but if you want to know what it is, let's go to 2024.
Street and has already breached level 3 containment. The Hollow Investigative Association
2024, Zenless Zone Zero, the new game. With their two current games eating up criticism, they have the audacity to release a new game and still found an escape route to continue adding the cash flow to their company. We already done with the history. I had nothing more to add for Zenless Zone Zero since they are just going to repeat what is happening on Genshin Impact and HSR at a faster rate. One example, I went to Miyabi under ice spot DPS. Then now the miasma thing. I don't even need to touch the stunner to validate this. Now, after my 10 minutes of yapping, let's talk about how do I conclude this thing. Now, there's a saying that do not put all your investment in one basket. It was not just an argument to teach business, but also a way of life in this hardcore world. Hoyoverse won't care if you leave their previous game, because they had confidence that you will just drop to their another basket. Remember the time where the QOL requested for Genshin Impact or maybe HSR landed on Zenless Zone Zero? Well, it's not a new thing right now. It was like the devs don't want to touch previous line of code or modify something and focus more on what to add to generate more cash. Skip button won't generate cash. QOL won't generate cash. Things in your game won't generate cash. You know what will add cash? New banner. An event that demands you to use the ongoing character on that banner. And also contents that demands you to find new characters, complete your team, spend more. Those will generate more cash. What I think will save this kind of monopoly? A competitor. Worthy of shaking the tradition where revenue is king. Revenue means good update. Revenue means good patch. Live stream views that account to million means good content. And that is where we are right now. And as of now, I'm just comparing Hoyoverse game to itself years ago. Hell let loose if I'm going to add Wuthering Waves to this discussion.